Hi, class. My name's Dan Garrig, and I'll be your professor for the second spring session's accelerated online PSC510 course titled Critical Topics in Public Policy. In this instance, our public policy topic will be energy policy. And so I'm going to introduce you to some of the very basics in this video, and we will move on for the rest of the week. With additional introductions and learning additional basics about how energy policy works in the United States, how energy is regulated at the federal, state, and local levels, and just more generally about how energy and power work and why we regulate these things. To go back to the beginning, this is an MPA program course. This is a master's level course in the Master's of Public Administration program. And it is done online in an accelerated online format. So we have precious few weeks, just 7 weeks, to get through all of this material. And it's a fair amount of material. So the way we're going to do this is that you will have a weekly setup. It will be done through Brightspace, and you'll see in another video me detail exactly how you navigate the course. But it's relatively self-explanatory. Each week you'll be able to click on a week and you'll see the readings and assignments due for that week. Unlike maybe some other online courses you've had, my readings I have separated into two different pots, you could say. The first are required readings. Those I expect you to read. And I may not have you read every page of every article and every book I give you as a required reading. I may just say, read page 1 to 19. And then I will have a section for supplemental readings. The supplemental readings you don't have to read. If you're curious, they're there for you. If you require additional sources for your papers that you write in this course, they are there for you too. There are 2 papers in this course overall, but paper 1 is meant to help you discover your own beliefs and set your own targets and goals before you move into paper 2, which is the ultimate goal of this course, to create an actual energy policy of your own. So that policy plan we will get to towards the end. But for now, what I can say is that there are a couple easy things to begin thinking about. The first might be the difference between energy and power. And maybe the easiest way to think about that is to think about your car, right? So if you think about your car, you can think about you have an odometer that says how many miles you've gone. That's distance, right? And that's very much like the energy meter on the side of your house. That thing ticks up kilowatt hours. And kilowatt hours are a measure of energy. And as you use more kilowatt hours, that meter ticks up and you pay an energy bill accordingly. What is power then compared to energy? I think of power more like your speedometer in a car, right? That's not your odometer. It doesn't count miles. It just tells you how fast you're going at any given time. So what is the speedometer measured in? It's measured in miles per hour. And what's power measured in? It's measured in kilowatt hours per hour. Of course, kilowatt hours per hour, the hours cancel out and you just get kilowatts. So kilowatt is a measure of power, kilowatt hour is a measure of energy. And they're related to each other just like distance and speed. But we'll talk more about those basics. This isn't a physics course. I just wanted to clarify some of the real simple terminology. The next thing we'll do is we'll talk about energy institutions. And I think, the big ones to know, at the very least, are the Department of Energy at the federal level, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, and at the state level, the Office of Energy Resources and the Public Utilities Commission. There are more, and we will discuss more. But we'll talk about what powers they have and what powers they don't have and what they do and what they don't do. Finally, how do you think about energy? How should you think about energy in terms of an end-use commodity? I think the easiest way to do that is to think about energy as having 3 end-use sectors, right? And the convenient thing in Rhode Island is that these 3 end-use sectors are roughly equal in terms of the total amount of energy used. So those end-use sectors are electricity, thermal, and transportation. Now, electricity, very simple. You sort of understand that, right? That's your electric bill. That's the thing that comes wired off the pole into your house, and you have a meter, and you figure out, every little appliance and an electronic doodad you plug in, draws some power off of it, and you pay a bill that way. Thermal is heating and cooling, right? So you may have electric heating and cooling. You may have gas line coming into your house, and you pay a separate gas bill for that. You may have a oil tank in your basement or garage, or a propane tank buried out in the backyard or attached to the side of the house, that provides those sort of deliverable fuels for you to keep you warm and cool. And so that sector we call the thermal sector. And finally, transportation. Transportation, probably most of you use gasoline for. Probably most of you drive a gas-powered vehicle. Some people might not. Some people might take the bus or train on a more regular basis. Some people might have a diesel vehicle. Some people might have an electric vehicle. So there is a little bit more diversification in transportation fuel sources than there has been in recent years. However, it is still a predominantly petroleum-dominated sector. So that's basically the skinny. That's the basics of what I think you need to know to dive into these readings. So the readings will be set up every week, and there will be 6 discussion questions every week. Those items will be due on Thursday at 11:59, and I'll ask you to respond to each other by Sundays at 11:59. And as long as you get into that habit and rhythm of Thursdays and Sundays, I think this course will make a lot of sense, and it will be relatively easy for you to follow. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, ask me anytime. I look forward to meeting you in the introduction section, and I look forward to getting to learn a little bit more about all you and what it is you do and what it is you hope and expect to get out of this course. So I will be talking to you soon, and thank you for listening to my 7-minute introduction. Till next time.